The makers of Chase and Sanborn Coffee, the superb blend you know is fresh, present the Chase and Sanborn Hour. And your host, Don Amici.
Hey there, I'm Mike Gillette, your host, and this is episode 35 of When Radio Ruled. Boris Karloff on The Charlie McCarthy Show, 1938. I found this show recently as I was doing research for the upcoming podcast episodes about 1938. It immediately occurred to me that this was the first time I'd heard Karloff on old-time radio. I have already done documentaries on the years 1929 through 1937, so I've heard a lot of shows from those years and know Karloff. Frankenstein, which made Karloff a world-famous movie star, came out in 1931, 7 years prior. Why did Karloff on the radio take so long? He certainly did a lot of radio after this show, why not before? I did some research, and Wikipedia does list 5 appearances, 1 a year, for Karloff on radio, 1933 to 1937. But I haven't been able to find recordings of those shows, or confirm the list with any source more reliable than Wikipedia, which has been known to be less than factual. True or not, this old-time radio show is still the earliest I can locate featuring Karloff. And it is a good one. The podcast contains 2 performances by Karloff on the show, one dramatic and the other comic. And old Boris is great in both of them. So from January 30, 1938, excerpts from the Chase and Sanborn Charlie McCarthy Show, guest starring Boris Karloff.
Born an English gentleman and trained for the British diplomatic service, our guest, Boris Karloff, forsook the conference tables of Europe to win international fame before the cameras of Hollywood. For ever since his memorable performance in the picture Frankenstein, Mr. Karloff has been the world's most popular maker of chills and thrills. He's also one of the screen's finest actors. And tonight we offer a dramatization of one of Edgar Allan Poe's most famous and exciting stories, The Telltale Heart. Mr. Karloff will be the man whose experience this is. The man who... But let him tell his own story.
I will tell you the story, just as it happened to me, just as it happened, you understand? Perhaps you'll say I'm mad, but I'm not. I'm nervous, yes, very, very nervous. But how can you say that I'm mad? Now just listen. Listen how calmly I can tell you the whole story, everything that happened. I didn't hate the old man, I loved him. He never did anything to me. He never insulted me, never said anything about me. I wasn't after his money, and he had plenty of it. I don't know what it was. Yes, I think I do. It was his eye, an eye like a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. It was the evil eye. Whenever I saw it, my blood ran cold. I had to destroy it. I laid my plans carefully. Every night at midnight, I opened the door of his room. Oh, so gently. I didn't want to wake him. You would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust in a dark lantern and focused a single ray upon that vulture eye, that evil eye. Would a madman have worked so cautiously, so carefully as that? For 7 nights I found the eye closed. But on the 8th night, as he lay in his bed, I opened the door, slowly, very slowly. But the door creaked and it waked him. I could hear him sit up in bed, but I just stood there, not making a sound. After a long while, I opened the door a little wider.
Who's there? Who's there, I said?
Are you frightened? What are you doing now, old man? Aren't you saying to yourself it's only the wind in the chimney you hear? You're awake. You're not dreaming.
But who? What is it you want?
You're saying to yourself, it's only a mouse crossing the floor, aren't you? But you're wrong.
What? What is it?
Every night at midnight, I must see your eye. But every night it has been closed.
Go away. Go away.
For 7 nights I have gone away. 7 nights. You never knew about that, did you?
I have money. Enough for both of us. Take it. Take it all.
It's not that. I don't want that. It's your eye, old man. I want your eye.
Take that light away. Don't shine that light on me.
Your evil eye.
You're mad. Go away.
Now I see it. Now I see it in this light. There it is. Wide open with that hideous veil over it. A vulture's eye.
I've been kind to you, haven't I?
Yes, but I must destroy that evil eye or it will destroy me.
Take that light away. You're mad, I tell you. You're mad.
Mad. My mind was never clearer, nor my senses sharper in my whole life. What's that? Don't you hear that? That thumping? What is it? Wait. Shh. I heard it. It's your heart. Your cursed heart. Stop it, I tell you. Stop it beating like that. Do you hear me? I said stop it or you'll wake the neighbors. Stop it. Stop it or I'll stop it for you. Now, if you still think me mad, you'll change your mind when I tell you of the pains I took to conceal the old man's body after I'd done away with that awful eye. The night was still young, but there was so much to do and I had to work fast. I took up 3 planks from the flooring of the room and hid the old man so cunningly that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. How could a madman have thought of all that? But the important thing was that I was free of that awful eye. There was the old man right under my feet, right under the floor, but his cursed heart was still. I was dancing a little jig to celebrate when... Who's there?
Open the door in the name of the law.
Who is it?
The police.
Oh, officer. It's rather early for a call, isn't it? However, won't you come in?
Sorry to disturb you, but some of the neighbors heard a scream. Report was sent into headquarters.
Someone heard a scream from my house?
We don't know where it came from. They couldn't say.
Oh, I see. Then why did you come here?
We've looked in several houses. Why should we make an exception of yours? The scream may have come from here.
Why, yes, I suppose it might have. You see, I had a rather bad nightmare tonight, and perhaps I screamed in my sleep.
Yes, I suppose that's possible. You mind if I have a look through your house? Purely a matter of duty, you understand?
Why, of course not. Look anywhere at all. I pride myself on always being willing and ready to cooperate with the police. Where would you like to start?
Let's start in this room over here.
By all means.
Whose room is this?
An old man who lives with me sleeps here.
Where is he now? This bed has been slept in.
Yes, I know. I slept there tonight.
Where's the old man?
He left for the country, fully a week ago.
This old man, you and he got along well? You had no quarrel?
Oh, we're the best of friends.
I see. Any of his stuff here?
Of course. All his money, his clothes, his jewelry, everything. You will find them all right here.
Why didn't he take his belongings to the country with him?
He was going away for a rest. Rather a long rest, I would say. It's very quiet where he is now. He knew he wouldn't need his money or clothes or jewelry, so he left them with me. I was his closest friend.
I see. Well, everything seems to be in order.
Thank you. I thought you'd find it that way. I'm rather a quiet person, you know.
Yeah, you seem to be. I'm sure anybody'd swear you were an honest, law-abiding citizen. Well, I must be on my way.
Oh, no. Please don't hurry. You've done your duty. You've searched the neighborhood and found nothing wrong. Now, you must be fatigued. Let me give you a glass of wine. I have it right here.
Oh, that's nice of you. Don't mind if I do. Glass of wine on a night like this doesn't go amiss.
Here we are. Here we are.
Ah, it's fine.
Sit down, officer.
Thanks.
No, no, not there. Let me place your chair for you.
Oh.
There. Do you like the wine?
Oh, that's excellent wine, sir. Oh, by the way, merely as a matter of curiosity, where was the old man when you saw him last?
Oddly enough, right where you're sitting.
Say, you feeling all right? You look pale.
I'm all right.
Can't sit still, can you, sir? What's the matter? Nerves trouble you?
Well, I do have rather jumpy nerves. Do you find the wine good?
Oh, yes, indeed. It's excellent wine. About the best port I've ever had.
Pardon me, officer. Do you hear anything?
Oh, I thought I heard a shutter banging a minute ago.
No, not that. I guess it's just my ears, a sort of throbbing.
No, I didn't notice anything. Say, this wine...
Oh, yes, the wine. I take particular pains with my cellar. I always try to... Wait. Are you sure you don't hear that?
Well, not a thing. Maybe it's the wind. It's very windy outside.
Yes, perhaps that's what it is, the wind. You know, I always think... I hear it, I tell you, don't you?
I don't hear anything. Now sit down or you'll upset your nerves. And don't talk so loud. I can hear you perfectly. It's quiet in here.
Why are you smiling? Smiling at me. I hear something. You don't hear it, you say?
I'm not smiling. It's your imagination, I think.
My imagination. It's not, I tell you. Here, I know where it is. It's here, right in this room. I can hear it throbbing. Ah, here!
Smashing that chair won't help, sir.
It will, I tell you. I stopped it once, I tell you, and I'll stop it again.
But I can't hear a thing. No throbbing, nothing.
There it is. It's louder. Laugh. Go ahead. Smile at me. But I can hear it. Listen. Louder. It's getting louder.
Perhaps, sir, you'd better tell me now.
I did it. I can't stop it. Tear up the planks. It's hot. Right there, I tell you. Go ahead. Tear up the planks, then you'll hear it. You'll hear it, too. It is hot. It's hot, I tell you. It's the beating of his accursed heart. The heart that won't be still.
Charlie, look, why are you in such a hurry?
Well, now.
Why are you in such a hurry? Where are you going?
Well, I'd like to get an early start.
Oh, stick around. You haven't met Mr. Karloff yet.
That's what I say. Let's get out of here early.
Oh, but you must meet Mr. Karloff and hear some of his hair-raising stories.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I'd rather not. Bergen, he might be interested in hair raisings. Well, it's getting a little thin up there. That will do. He's sensitive about that, too.
Yes. No. In any case, Charlie, you can't go without saying hello to Mr. Karloff.
No?
No, he expressed a desire to meet you.
Oh, yeah? Well, keep the doors open. Wide open.
Charlie, you're not really afraid of Mr. Karloff, are you?
No. But you've got to admit he's no Santa Claus.
No.
Charlie, did I hear you say you were going home?
Oh, boy.
How do you do, Mr. Karloff?
How do you do, Mr. Bergen?
Charlie, won't you say hello to Mr. Karloff?
Hello. Well, good night.
Don't run away. I want to talk to you.
Well, I really should go home. I got a lot of homework to do.
Homework? Well, perhaps I can help you. Where do you live?
Well, I live, I moved there. He didn't get me that time. I'm too fast for him.
Charlie, you've got the wrong conception of my character. Actually, I wouldn't hurt a fly.
No, but I'm not a fly. I wouldn't trust you further than...
Any further than what?
Well, they don't make distance that short.
Charlie, I came here expressly to invite you up to my home.
Oh, you did?
Well, I think it's very nice of you, Mr. Karloff, to extend that invitation to Charlie.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, Bergen.
You have a place in the city, or is it in the country?
Oh, it's way up in the hills. The only house for miles around.
Miles around.
Ooh, did you see? Oh. Well, that sounds like a beautiful spot.
Yeah, for a murder.
Why, that's ridiculous, Charlie. You know I'll make you comfortable. I'll stop at nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Stick around, Bergen. Don't hold me. All right.
I've really got a lovely place, Charlie, especially at night when the sky is dark and the wind whistles through the trees.
Yeah, the ghost play pinochle.
Have you a large house, Mr. Karloff?
No, it's quite comfortable, though. 8 rooms, a den.
A den, a den, yeah.
And one thing I especially like is that I've got loads of closet space.
Oh, yes.
That's where he hides them all day. Don't hold me, all right.
Now, don't you want to come up, Charlie?
You're not going to find me hanging around your closets.
Charlie, you're being silly.
Huh? Well, it may be silly, but it's safe.
I understand, Mr. Karloff, that your greatest hobby is raising birds.
Yes, that's true. I have birds. I like them. They make very interesting friends.
What kind do you have? You got vultures? No.
Oh, now, Charlie, vultures. When I talk of birds, I mean canaries and parrots. Do come up and see my birds.
Spider and the fly. I'll outsmart him, that's all. I'm just too smart.
Oh, Charlie, you've taken my screen character much too seriously. Remember, on the screen, I was only acting.
Yeah, I know, but I still remember Frankenstein. Wow, what a chiller. Ooh.
You saw the picture?
I saw it, yes. I had to have my spine defrosted.
I've often wondered how it turned out.
Didn't you see it?
Well, no. I went into the picture, and after the first reel, I rushed out of the theater. I was too frightened.
Do you mean to say you couldn't stay for the finish?
That's right. But, Charlie, now don't say anything to anybody. Let's keep this confidential.
Yes.
I'm somewhat ashamed of myself for being so easily frightened.
Is that so?
Why, do you know that while the picture was being made... Now, Charlie, don't say a word about this to anybody, will you?
Oh, you know me. I don't talk.
There were 2 assistant directors standing by me all the time saying, now, remember, Karloff, it's only a picture. It isn't true. It's only a picture. I'm so nervous about these things.
Is that the way you really are?
Yes, Charlie, that's the way I really am.
Wait till I tell the gang about this. Why, you know, Mr. Karloff, if you think that's terrible, I had an awful experience one night. I was walking along a lonely road, and a storm broke out. You know, lightning and thunder.
Oh, and aren't you afraid of thunder and lightning? I am.
Oh, well, I'm not. No. So I was just looking for a shelter, you know, and I came to an old rickety broken-down house, you know, cobwebs all over the door.
You didn't go in.
Oh, sure I did. It was a haunted house.
Oh, but that's very dangerous.
Oh, well, it gets worse, too. I tried to light a match, and the wind blew it out, you know.
And you were in the dark alone?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Oh, it's worse than that. Yeah. And then I heard funny noises, see, like steps on a stair. But when I looked, there weren't any stairs, see. And then I heard a moaning, and I heard a groaning. And it went...
Oh, but that's awful.
Oh, it gets worse than that. And then suddenly, I saw a hand come out of the wall.
No, Charlie, please, that's enough. Please, I can't stand it. I don't know. No, please, Charlie, don't. I can't stand it.
Yeah. Well, would you like something to steady your nerves?
Well, yes, please. If I could have a glass of milk and some ladyfingers.
Ladyfingers? Well, as I was saying, I was in this house, you know, and I passed some skeletons. See?
Skeletons?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. So I snuck up closer, see, on my tiptoes.
No,
see?
please,
Came closer,
please.
and I came closer, see, and suddenly a voice yelled, "Boom!" And the funniest thing, it was only the caretaker in the house, see. Mr. Karloff. Oh, Bergen.
What's the matter?
Look.
What?
Frankenstein has fainted.
Thanks for listening to Boris Karloff on Charlie McCarthy, 1938. starring the cast of the Chase and Sanborn Hour and guest starring Boris Karloff. I'm Mike Gillette, your host. When Radio Ruled is a Before TV production. Copyright 2022.